welcome back Tega Alexander with his journey on how he became TikTok famous throughout lockdown.
My personal journey on TikTok has been kind of interesting because I kind of jumped on it just to have a little bit of fun and just to see what was going on, and then I kind of got addicted to it quite like everybody else. But TikTok for me has been it's made a huge difference in my life personally, I feel, because I've always been creative. I've always loved dancing, making videos, and I've always had loads of crazy ideas, but I never really had anywhere to put those crazy ideas that I was sort of comfortable with and that I felt would give me the right amount of exposure until I jumped on TikTok. And the good thing about TikTok, for me anyway, was that I was able to make dance videos, I was able to make comedy sketches, lip sync videos, I was able to make a whole bunch of different type of content that resonated with loads of different people. And of course that helps you build your platform and it helps you build your brand. It helped me grow my Instagram and my other social media platforms, and it's given me an opportunity to just create better content, because of course the more content you make, the better you get at making content. Yeah, so I really enjoyed my time on TikTok, and more than anything else, it's given me an opportunity to work with some incredible brands, and I mean incredible brands. Like, I just did a campaign with Hugo Boss, I did a campaign with Burberry earlier on in the year, so it's kind of been a gateway that allowed me to then go on to do a lot of the things that I actually really enjoy as well, like the modeling, more of the dance stuff, more of the content creation. So I think TikTok is a great vehicle for exposure, and in the world that we live in today, you'd be mad not to get involved with TikTok or not to look at TikTok and see how you can learn from it, or how you can create content to further improve your opportunity and improve your exposure. As somebody who's made the most of the opportunities that have come my way from TikTok, I would strongly recommend that you guys try and do the same. And a really good way of doing so is by working with Rox's Music and Arts. They help you improve as a creator and as an artist, so that will help you improve your TikTok content or any other content you want to make for whatever social media platforms that you are going to be on. Another thing I quite like about Rox's events is that they offer you the opportunity to perform live in front of thousands of people. And I think as a creator, whether you want to be a TikToker, a singer, a dancer, a musician, I think that's a really great opportunity. I think that's an opportunity that not a lot of people get all the time. So if you can get that opportunity, then definitely do it. So hit up Rox's Music and Arts. I think it's going to be the next step for you to sort of go into the media world and make the most of the opportunity that lies there as well. Shout out to everybody who got involved in the TikTok competition. It was fun watching the videos. Thank you guys so much for getting involved. The winner is Madison Ainsley. I love that dance challenge. You killed it. Well done.
Coming up now, we have an interview and workshop brought to us by the owner of Buzzy Bee Gifting, Naomi Willis. Hi Naomi, how are you?
Hello. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, yes, good, thanks. Thank you for joining me and Kelly today.
You're very welcome.
Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, we just wanted to ask you, have you always been into arts and crafts, or is there something or someone that inspired you?
I think it's always been in my genes. Like, my family is very arts and craftsy. My grandpa used to be a watercolour artist. So I think it's something that's just inbuilt into me.
We know that you have your own business called Buzzy Bee Gifting. Can you tell us about your journey of your business, how and why you created your handmade company?
Yeah, so I think with studying my tourism management degree in the Tri-Uni Business School, and as I enjoy landscape and wildlife photography and an A-level in photography, I started out by turning those photos into greeting cards, and that proved to be quite successful to begin with. So then I wanted to progress my business further by expanding into handmade cards, and I got my own small die cutting machine, and then created my own card designs and sold those. And then that grew my interest further, and then I got my own digital cutting machine, which completely transformed my business. It meant I could then create handmade gifts to where I could handwrite out personalized lettering and which would add a personal touch to the gifts. Right. Then since the lockdowns, whether we've been at home or, it seemed natural just to focus on home and living gifts. And then over the recent months, we've developed ranges including prints, pet items, and our exciting wax melts range, which my mum helps me with.
Definitely, I've seen a lot of it on Instagram and Facebook, and the development over the last couple of months has been amazing.
Thank you.
Can you show us any of your best-selling products?
Yeah. Right, so one of my best-selling cards are these 3D box cards, and I get the ideas from these just like based on occasions and different themes. So this is a generic birthday card. And then for our wax melts range, we create gifts like this, wrapped up in cellophane, and then we just put in a packet of wax melts and 2 tea lights. And then we also create these wax melt selection boxes, which have a range of 8 different scents in them, which are great for people to try out. And then we also create these dog lead hooks, which are one of our best sellers. And I just come up with these ideas because I think they're useful and nice to have in your home, and I think it's a nice way of turning practical things into something that looks nice.
Definitely, it's very aesthetically pleasing.
Yes, I love things like that.
Yeah, it's cute. I like them. So how does making arts and crafts make you feel, and how does this impact your day-to-day life?
I think it mainly makes me feel relaxed and happy, and with uni going on and all my studying, I think it just takes away some of the stress from that and gives me something to focus on.
That is definitely a good way to relieve some stress and kind of keep yourself occupied. Yeah. And would you say individuals benefit from creating and taking part in making arts and crafts?
I think definitely, like, it's definitely good for your mental health, and I think it gives something for people to do, allows for creativity, and you get a sense of achievement at the end of it.
Yeah,
definitely.
Knowing that you've made that product or
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, perfect. Well, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for your time.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Naomi.
And we look forward to seeing your new products.
Hello everyone, my name is Naomi, and today I'm going to show you how to paint your own design onto a terracotta plant pot. So let's get started.
So for this project, you will need a terracotta plant pot like this, some paintbrushes or sponges, some acrylic paint in different colours, some primer paint, and finally some waterproof varnish. I'm using yacht varnish for this project. So for the first step, you are going to take the primer paint and paint this onto the plant pot. I am using a paint sponge for this project just because it gives a smoother finish and leaves less brush strokes, but it's entirely up to you what you use. Don't forget to paint underneath the plant pot as well as inside and round the top rim, and then leave it to dry. Once the first coat of primer paint is dry, you are then going to need to paint on a second coat just to ensure that when you paint the colour on top that it will be nice and even. The next stage is to get your acrylic paint and choose what base colour you would like your plant pot to be. I have chosen to paint mine blue all over, including the inside of the pot. Once you've left the first coat to dry, it's best just to add one more coat to ensure that the colour is nice and vivid and you cannot see any of the primer paint underneath. Next is the really exciting stage where you can paint your own design onto the pot. For mine, I'm painting little bees. The final stage is to varnish the plant pot. Make sure that the acrylic paint is fully dry first, and then simply dip your sponge or paintbrush into the pot of varnish, wipe off any excess and simply spread it over the pot. This will ensure that it is waterproof for when you are watering your plants and ensures that the paint does not run off the pot. Once you have varnished the outside of the plant pot, make sure that you varnish the inside too, otherwise when watering your plant, the paint will simply come off the pot. Once the varnish is fully dry, your design is completed and your plant pot is all ready for planting.
Joining me today and for following my tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed painting your own plant pot. Arts and crafts is a really great way to improve your mental health, such as it increases your self-esteem, it can help reduce anxiety as well as stress levels. It really is a great way to just make you feel a bit better about yourself. Please donate as much as you can to ROX Music and Art. So important that they get as much fundraising as possible so they can provide these free opportunities. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you to everyone for getting involved in my question and answer session. The first question I have is, I'm interested in starting up my own arts and crafts business. Please can you give me some advice
on how to overcome the challenges when trialling new products. I know it can be really disheartening when a product isn't selling, but the first piece of advice I would give is just don't give up. For example, I created print designs that after a few months simply were not as popular as I had hoped. Rather than making changes to my products, I decided to make them more visible to potential customers. This meant I improved and revised my product listing titles and used keywords of what people would search for, as well as simplifying my product descriptions. After I'd done this, I saw that people were beginning to notice the prints more and sales began to pick up. And the other question I have is, what feedback have you received from your customers and how has this made you feel? Has this inspired your ideas for future products? I received very positive feedback with over 60 5-star reviews left on my Etsy page, as well as customers regularly sending me photos of items they have received because they are pleased with them. This has made me feel really happy, has given me confidence in my creations, and has inspired me to expand my product ranges. Thank you to everyone who entered my Valentine's Day card competition. I hope you all had fun getting creative and your loved ones enjoyed their handmade cards. It was a really tough call, but I'm excited to announce that my favourite card and the winner of the competition is Rebecca Callaghan. I really like the colours used and I think the butterflies are very artistic and creative. I also like the sparkly hearts, which I think are perfect for Valentine's Day. So congratulations, you have won a £20 Amazon voucher.
ROX supports and encourages many different creative individuals in all their events, also offering arts and crafts workshops for everyone to be able to learn a new skill.
Arts activities can improve the mood and well-being of care home patients since it helps to increase social interaction between residents themselves and also their staff. The residents of Wisteria Lodge, a care home in Waterlooville, followed Naomi's tutorial. Let's see how they got on.
Hello from Wisteria Lodge Care Home. Our residents have thoroughly enjoyed the time they have spent painting the flower pots, and it has been a very popular craft for them to get involved with. They started off by choosing and painting the base colour, which they all did well, and they also appreciated the fact that the pots had already been primed. They then had fun exploring different ideas on how to decorate their pots. They have all benefited in a positive way from this experience and have found it very therapeutic. One of our residents who has very poor eyesight was encouraged to join in and was actually quite overcome by what she managed to achieve. It really boosted her confidence. Everyone is looking forward to seeing all the pots finished and out in the sun with plants in them. We are going to have a display stand made to go on our courtyard wall, which will show them all off and be a real focal point for everyone. The staff and residents are all very grateful for the pots and all the art supplies that were provided. It's certainly been a very positive and enjoyable experience for all the residents, so we'd like to say a very big thank you.
Myself and Kelly also had a go. How do you think we did?
I love that we got so many people involved. Thank you to all of the children that also got involved sending Easter cards to us. They all look so great.
We will be right back with a great performance from singer, songwriter and guitarist Carl Olander, and even more from Tega Alexander. If you haven't already, don't forget to click the link below and donate to ROX.
A Day in the Arts with ROX, sponsored by Crown Creations and Events.
Please don't forget to donate to ROX Music and Arts Organisation. You can find the link below in the description box or on Facebook and Instagram at A Day in the Arts. forget to donate to ROX Music and Arts organisation. You can find the link below in the description box or on Facebook and Instagram at A Day in the Arts.
A Day in the Arts with ROX, sponsored by Crown Creations and Events.